My Life, My Hand, A Girl's Journey to Overcoming Adversity. At a young age, Maya learned that life often takes unexpected turns. Growing up in a small town nestled between rolling hills and thick forests, she was known for her love of drawing. Her hands, slender and precise, brought life to her sketches. Her drawings depicted the world as she saw it, full of beauty and wonder. She carried her sketchbook everywhere, capturing the essence of her small town, the market bustling with energy, the elderly man selling fresh flowers, and the children playing by the lake. But one day, everything changed. Maya was just 12 when a tragic accident left her with a severe injury to her right hand, her drawing hand. She was riding her bicycle down a familiar path when a car lost control and swerved into her. The accident happened in a blur, and when Maya woke up in the hospital, she could barely move her fingers. The doctors told her she might never fully regain the use of her hand. The news hit her like a tidal wave. For days, she lay in the hospital bed, staring at the ceiling, grappling with the reality that her dreams of becoming an artist might be over. Her parents tried to comfort her, but she was inconsolable. Drawing had been her passion, her identity, and without it, she felt lost. Returning home, Maya's room felt like a prison. Her sketchbooks lay untouched on her desk, mocking her with the dreams she could no longer reach. Her friends visited, bringing flowers and cards, but Maya couldn't bear to see anyone. She isolated herself, feeling the weight of her loss with every passing day. One afternoon, her grandmother came to visit. She sat by Maya's bedside, knitting quietly. The soft click of the needles filled the silence between them. Her grandmother was a wise woman, one who had seen her share of hardships. She watched Maya with eyes full of understanding, then spoke in her gentle voice. "Life has a way of giving us challenges, Maya," she said. "But it also gives us a choice. You can let this define you, or you can define yourself despite it." Maya listened, her heart heavy. Her grandmother's words echoed in her mind long after she left. She looked at her hand, wrapped in bandages, and a thought began to form, a small spark of determination she hadn't felt since the accident. The next day, she asked her father to take her to her favorite spot by the lake. It was there, sitting under an old oak tree with the lake shimmering in the sunlight, that Maya opened her sketchbook for the first time since the accident. She picked up a pencil with her left hand, her non-dominant hand. The lines were shaky, uncertain, but they were lines nonetheless. She drew the trees, the water, and the sky. It was far from perfect, but it was a start. Over the next few weeks, Maya began to practice drawing with her left hand every day. The early attempts were frustrating, her hand didn't obey her mind the way she was used to. But slowly, her left hand grew steadier. Her lines became more confident. Her grandmother's words stayed with her, a constant reminder that she had the power to shape her own destiny. Maya's parents watched her with a mix of pride and concern. They saw how hard she was working, how determined she was to reclaim her passion. Her mother, a schoolteacher, would often bring her different art supplies to experiment with: charcoal, pastels, watercolors. Maya tried them all, eager to find new ways to express herself. Months passed, and Maya's progress was remarkable. She was learning to adapt, to create beauty even in her limitations. She began to see her injury not as an end, but as a new beginning. Her art teacher at school noticed her dedication and suggested she submit her work to a local art competition. At first, Maya was hesitant. She still felt her work wasn't good enough, but her teacher's encouragement gave her the confidence to try. The day of the competition arrived, and Maya stood nervously among other young artists. She looked at their pieces, detailed, flawless works that seemed to come from a place of ease. She felt a pang of insecurity, but she remembered her grandmother's words. This was her journey, her path to walk. She wasn't competing against anyone but herself. When the judges announced the winners, Maya's heart raced. She didn't win first place, nor second or third. But she was awarded a special recognition for resilience and creativity. The judges praised her unique style and her courage to create despite her challenges. As she stood on stage, holding her certificate, Maya felt a surge of pride. She realized that the true victory wasn't in winning but in finding her way back to her passion. Word of Maya's story spread throughout the town, and soon she was invited to speak at her school and community events. She shared her journey, the struggles, and the triumphs. Her story inspired others, students, teachers, and parents alike. They saw in her a spirit that refused to be broken, a young girl who, despite her circumstances, chose to rise above them. As years went by, Maya continued to draw, her skills improving day by day. She eventually regained partial use of her right hand, and though she could draw with it again, she found a new love for using both hands. Her style became a blend of her old and new self, a testament to her journey of resilience. Maya's dream of becoming an artist was very much alive. She knew now that her life wasn't defined by a single moment or a single injury. It was defined by her choices, her determination, and her refusal to give up on her dreams. Looking back, she realized her hand was never the key to her art, her spirit was. And with that spirit, there was nothing she couldn't achieve.